Greetings, YouTube. Today we're looking at an now where is it? I did that completely wrong, didn't I? Yes, I did. Shoot, I'm going to do that much better. This is a Stedemon knives. Obviously, a Dagger profile. What's interesting, this says Zon Knives Company, Z-O-N, and on this side, it reads Stedemon, that's M-O-M, Knives, Han, C0502. Of course, made in China. That's not a real shock on that one. And a bunch of characters that, you know, don't mean anything to me because they are Chinese. The box did come a little bit on the beat side, but that's okay. I didn't buy it for the box. I bought it for the knife. And you can see this blade. Look at the way the light plays on that. It's like it's carved out of crystal. This is like a gem. It is so pretty. So let's close this up. Take a look at it. So you have textured and profiled G10 scales. They're in orange with a black spacer in the back. Two points of connection here. We have the pivot, and we have this, which is a removable, so you can take the clip off and move it onto this side, which is why it's kind of a large. And there's a cutout here, so you could slip the deep carry clip, which is quite comfortable and works quite well. I didn't have any problem getting this in and out of a pair of ordinary jeans. I did notice that it tended to sometimes sit a little high, like it would hit the connection there, the fastener, and it may not go all the way down. That could just because the top of the pocket on a pair of jeans is a little thicker than on thinner pants. It wasn't an issue for me. I didn't care if it was sticking out, you know, an extra quarter inch, then it didn't go all the way in. That didn't bother me in the least. Overall, the fit and finish is great on this thing. The blade is dead center, which is nice. Semi-open construction, so it's easy for cleaning. This spacer in here is a nice addition, and I kind of wish it would be another color. Black is a little boring. It makes you think of tactical blades, but I understand that is probably easiest to make in large batches, so they probably just made a bunch and used it for different colors. I think this comes in black and orange. I don't know if it comes in any other colors. This is a pure flipper. There is no other means for opening the knife. The pivots here are nice, and they're very slightly scalloped out, which makes it very comfortable. If you hold the knife like this, your finger naturally, your thumb actually just fits right in there. It's very, very comfortable. I noticed that right off the bat when I took this out. Now, I opened it already for you. It pops open. It has a nice opening. It takes a little bit of effort. There's no bearings. This just washers. And they have, sorry, trying to see this with the SD knife and the Zon symbol, which is interesting because if they say Stedemon, and then you got the Zon symbol on there, and then it's saying, sorry, there we go, C0514C28N. 14C? Okay. Right, that's it. That's the metal type. Sorry. By the end of the day, my eyesight is not the best. My eyes, even with bifocals, it's a smidge blurry. You'll have to forgive me on that. So, obviously, this is not sharp. You wouldn't want a double-edged knife that is a folder, because that's going to cut the crap out of you and your clothing. And the edge that comes with it, though, is really nice. It comes out of the box with a nice, usable edge. This is a flat grind, and that is a micro bevel. And they did a very, very good job. It is not perfectly the same from side to side. If you look there and here, this flat is not exactly the same, but it's very, very subtly different. Not enough to bother me in the least. And it doesn't detract from the attractiveness or the utility, because I actually did carry this, and it worked quite nicely as an everyday carry knife. It does not have any real belly to it that a lot of knives have. It has very little belly at all because it's a dagger shape. But just for general cutting tasks, I found this to be quite adequate. And there's no denying that this is a really beautiful knife. This is a very attractive knife, and I was very happy with my purchase. This is the first one I've ever purchased from Stedemon or Zon. I have looked up on a number of places about Stedemon knives. I have not done any searching for Zon, which apparently appears to be their parent company. I'll see if I can find some stuff online for them as well. Sometimes you can find different. I've noticed that, like, you'll find a branded name and then the parent company. You'll sometimes find different models in that regard. So you may be able to open up your knife horizons by checking on both of those names, Zon and Stedemon. But yes, the only downside to this, and it's not locking at all because that's rock solid. The only downside I have to this is that I didn't like releasing the liner lock. I found that this has no cutout, and I kind of wanted this to have a cutout so I would have an easier time of getting my thumb against the liner lock itself. I find that a little difficult. I find that if I'm playing with it, it actually makes my thumb ever so slightly sore because this is in my way. So I have to come in a more acute angle as opposed to a more of an oblique angle. So I have to come in there and really kind of do that in a way that makes it a little tiresome on your thumb after a while. But you're probably not going to be opening and closing a knife every 5 minutes or so, so that should not be a problem if you want to carry this as an EDC. Boy, is it pretty. I also like the fact that they put jimping on both sides of this, even though only one side is used for flipping, just to give it aesthetic balance. They didn't have to do that, and they did it, which I really appreciate. The liners themselves do have cutouts, which helped. It's not a very heavy knife. I apologize, I forgot to bring my scale in. But yeah, just a lovely design, beautiful blade, overall wonderful dagger shape. I'm very happy with my purchase on this knife, and the liner lock issue is probably not going to bother most people at all. I'm a kind of guy that plays with a knife a lot, so that may be something I notice that your average person wouldn't notice in day-to-day use. So if you have never tried this brand, I would recommend them. I plan on trying some of their other knives. If my memory serves me correctly, I paid $45 for this from knifecenter.com. I believe that they're also available on Amazon for roughly the same price. So a smidge higher than I sometimes pay for my budget knives, but still definitely, since it's under $50, this would still fall into the budget category in my book. So good knife, great dagger, just very, very pretty, good edge, good profile, just a solid design from tip to pommel in my book.